Welcome back to another video, and today we're doing a review on Broadway Limited Imports newly released die-cast HO scale EMD SD70ACes, of which you can see we have two here. So right away comes in your pretty typical hard cardboard box, Broadway Limited branding, HO scale there, information about Broadway itself, and then your model sticker. So obviously here we have them. Both of these models are under the Union Pacific, and this one in particular is the Building America scheme numbered 8997, and of course both of these models come with Paragon 4 sound and DCC, and interestingly with smoke, so that is a feature I'm pretty keen to see on the tracks. And then the other model is the Heritage George Bush 41 scheme, so obviously numbered 4141, with all the same features. So we will open up the Building America scheme first, and then compare them side by side when we go over the details. So actually we're going to start with the George Bush scheme, numbered 4141. So getting straight into it, as we have it on the round table here, pop off the top, you get, I guess, product information of what Broadway sells. As you can see there, have a read of that. And then we've got a slip here for their Conductors Club, which is pretty interesting, and if you're into that, I'm sure it's highly recommended. And then this is for the smoke operation, so instructions on how to utilize that function, and CVs at the bottom, which is always useful to have when you have a model like this. And then typically you have your operator's manual, and this one in this case is for diesel locomotives, of course, and that includes a slip for your functions, which we will be utilizing when we test out the locomotives, and then pretty subtypical CVs, obviously more functions, and DC and DCC, all the information that you would usually get from Broadway whenever you purchase one of their models, and is always useful, of course. But anyway, nothing else. We've got some hard foam, which is something I haven't seen from Broadway before. Usually you have that soft packing foam, but I guess this is perhaps better when protecting the model in transport. But regardless, what is normal is this clear plastic clamshell packaging, which always or usually does a great job at protecting the model when transporting, especially when it has to go overseas in our case. But yeah, I'll grab it out. It's well packed in there. There we go. Alright. I will now slide it out, and it is, yeah, very well compacted. There you go. Slide, no, yep, the sides come off with the foam inserts, and then you should be able to pop this top part up. Never mind, we have a accessory here, pipette for the smoke fluid, which will come in handy when we try that out. Pretty typical pipette, nothing special, and should do the job just fine. But regardless, nothing else by the looks of it other than the model itself. So we'll slide film off and pick up the model, and I can tell you already it is drastically heavier than the usual SD70ACes that you'll see these days. So without further ado, I will remove the inserts and we'll have a closer look at both of the models. So now we've unwrapped both of the SD70ACes. As you can see, we have the presidential livery here, and of course the normal Building America scheme. We'll just run over both of them quickly. Of course, being full die cast, or not full die cast, sorry, but majority die cast. They come with a die cast metal chassis and the body, and a lot of the detailing is also metallic, like the guardrails, the horns. A lot of this detail is molded, which you wouldn't see so much on the plastic models. I'm not too sure from BLI's perspective, but the usual type of modern locomotive, diesel locomotive that you'll see from companies these days that are plastic will usually have a majority of their separately applied details, or more separately applied details, sorry, on their plastic models. But yeah, with the majority here being die cast, which is fine, it all still looks really well done. But yeah, a lot of it is molded, and I'm guessing that is just for simplicity's sake, as it would be pretty difficult to do a lot of separately applied details in metal, and also a bit of a cost saving. But otherwise, the paint jobs look really well done. The locomotives have a lot of heft to them, which I'm sure will serve really well if you are wanting to pull long trains. Numbering, lettering, all looks really crisp. BLI usually always do a good job on their models, and so I've come to expect no less for these two here. Just looking at the front, both models have obviously headlights that are operational, number lights, ditch lights on these two. We've gone and installed some knucklehead couplers, which are a bit better quality than what BLI releases them with, but that's just what we do with all of our models. But yeah, you got vent detail. Looking at the back, same thing again. Similar amount of detail, of course, the rear facing lights. Got hoses here that are plastic. But yeah, not too much going on. Underbody detail, undercarriage detail, sorry. It's pretty simplistic, but there isn't too much need, as you're not usually looking under there. Roof, again, same thing, mainly molded detail. The smoke will be coming out of this vent here, or this exhaust, sorry. So you will funnel it in through there, and you can adjust with settings how fast you want the fan to be, how much heat or temperature rise you want from the heating element. But yeah, that is fully adjustable, and I'm sure we'll see how well it works in just a moment. But then again, more molded detail up along the ventilation there. And yeah, this piece does pop off so that you can adjust, or not adjust, sorry, but turn on and off the smoke element. So there you go. And this piece is plastic, I guess just for the sake of it being a bit easier to use, and that it comes on and off as well. But it should pop back in pretty easily. There you go. But yeah, otherwise not too much going on. I believe it does have we do have a detailed interior with crewmen. A bit hard to see with this lighting, but there are indeed two in there, which looks really well done. And I'll just do a quick overview of the Building America scheme. It's all pretty much the same, slight differences in the way that they look, as in we have the headlight here instead of up here like on the bush, and of course the antenna is different than on the bush model. But yeah, it is nice to see there are minor differences that are correct, or prototypically correct, from BLI. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and we will see how they perform on the track. So that wraps up our review on Broadway's HO scale SD70ACes in diecast. Overall, they ran fantastically. We haven't had any issues with them whatsoever, other than a piece being broken in transportation, but that was a bit more of a case of mishandling rather than any issues from factory, of course. But yeah, overall ran really well. I think honestly, if you were to pick between the plastic version and the diecast, I wouldn't say there's anything that gives either an advantage over the other. I think it's purely based on preference. And I can confirm that the smoke feature works really well, even though you may not be able to see it very well in the video due to the lighting. I can say they've improved upon previous iterations which were featured in other diesels that Broadway has made. And I will say the smoke feature looks really well done this time around, and I'm sure it will continue to improve. And it is fully adjustable with the temperature from the heating element and also the fan speed. Sound wise, everything is really good. I will say probably detail wise there could be a few more separately applied pieces, but I think that's more of an issue with it all majority being metal, or sorry, die cast, and difficulties that come with that. But I'm sure once again it'll improve as they go on. And it is just really nice to see that Broadway's stepped out and given us a die-cast diesel, which is something I wasn't expecting, but I do hope that they produce other models in this form in future. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe. Any suggestions in the comments would be lovely, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.